Hey guys, so welcome back to another video, and I know it's been a rough recently, but that's what you get after a drought of content. But yeah, so
Who do you think I am?
I'm just going to jump into it, the 6th Squad Assault. It is, to say the least, it's not the hardest one. There's been harder ones, but honestly, if you've got some like good... If you've got Raven Tomes, you'll probably be okay. Like, mages are probably your best bet. Mages and dragons.
Let's go.
For this map, for example, well, I didn't need to use dragons, I just wanted it because fortify dragons, but hey, whatever.
Let's go!
But the main thing I've done is I've put Bowie at the top, so he's able to tank Sizo with quick riposte, which I finally remembered to give him. He's able to get the KO.
Sorry, friend.
Okay, they're going this way this time. I don't know why they like doing different things, but it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Like, I think it's dependent on how I end up starting them at the beginning. Like, because sometimes Takumi will follow a Boro, sometimes Anata will, but in general though, as long as you've got like a good green unit to tackle a Boro, a Raven to handle the Dagger or Dagger Breaker unit,
My turn?
then Naui or any good blue can probably handle both of these. I just use Naui because she has Lightning Breath, and mine have Sword Breaker anyway. But you can also use your Raven Tome obviously to counter Takumi, and Takumi doesn't have close counter, so you can attack him up front. Which they're kind of forgiving, which it would have been in general a lot harder to do this if they'd given them the counter skills, but whatever. Also, I did try and fit them all in at the side. I think it's a little bit smaller than normal. But I've been trying to use units who I don't normally use, or like, I feel people might have the archetypes more of. And I know it's got Lucas at the bottom, but I'm not going to lie, I never actually used Lucas. So but you know, like I said, I do feel this one is somewhat easier than the other ones.
My turn?
But yeah, now we can just finish off Takumi, and then really any unit can finish off a Boro at this point.
Let's go. Yeah!
There we go, and that is map 1 done. Also, I really do encourage trying to do these just for the hero merit alone. Like, you can gain so much, it's not even funny. Like, by God. Hero merit is like my favourite thing, and I'm so happy they raised it to 4,000. But at the same time, I'm kind of sad because I miss having all the 3,000s. But no, so the best way to handle this map before I let them go in, up here near Tarja, if you've got any red unit who's pretty bulky, who can handle Hector and then have a green bulky unit, let them handle Hector, and then you can pivot the other unit in front of the red one to handle the blue knight afterwards. Triangle deck units are also good here. Then here I would suggest a blue and a red unit. I suggest a red mage because you can bait out this green mage. I just use Leo because why not? But I wasn't sure if I wanted to use Celica in that yet, but he's able to tank the green cap very well.
Tropical attack!
But I would say if you can't do it like this, aim for the horses first, because the horses are a lot more troublesome rather than the armors. Like, the armors are going to take forever to get to you.
I'll die you, Red.
Oh, she didn't say the best one. The best one is when she's like, it's time to feast. But also I do love Tarja in general. Well, Christmas Tarja. I hated the idea of it first, and then she has this one line where she talks about chicken, and I just lost it. I thought it was amazing.
What? Blood.
And I do love Halloween Henry. Like, I kind of wish I'd invested in him more, but at the same time I'm kind of like, I still don't use him enough.
Here, have a treat.
I just love green mages in general. I think I have a problem. Like, I don't even like Rizhar, and I went out of my way to summon for her. And I don't do this with any other colour, just the green mages. Although no, I have decided to just focus on merging my units now, because I think it's a lot more important at the point of the game I'm at. Like, if you've got enough units to do, like, squad assaults and things, then just focus on merging. That's all I can say. Unless it's like a character you absolutely love, then I wouldn't worry too much. Is it like this? I think so. Yeah. So essentially, the biggest problem comes from, well, the Archer comes into it later, but at the moment you have Naui and Henry who are opposite colours. And you've also got a green mage up here. So the easiest way I've found is if you have a green mage unit, ideally Juliet or Deirdre, if they've got green Tonebreaker, they should be able to tank the green mage.
Oh, spring.
And then they can also handle Naui at the bottom, because colour advantage plus Naga. Like, especially if they get a special clock, which I think my Julia does.
Alright. Ha! Here we go.
And then Lyn can heal, which is, to be honest, the only real reason I brought
How
Lyn.
pleasant.
Like, whatever. Yeah, so let's say Julia is able to handle Naui.
I remember.
Ironically with Dragonfang. Yeah, and then
Time for tea.
I can just take up the bow fighter with an ego. Like, you don't have to use an ego.
One more dance.
Like,
Sure.
it's just any unit. Well, I advise having a dancer, and ideally a blue unit, so Azura would be good as well. As long as they can take, well, they don't have to be able to take care of Henry, just block him off like this.
Alright.
So, they can't get to Julia. That is the point, essentially. Like, otherwise I probably wouldn't have used blue Bunny Lucina. Like, the only reason I had her was because of when I went to Bride Charlotte.
Spring.
And I decided just to make her into a Celica counter for like Arena Assault,
winter's over.
which is why she has Red Tonebreaker, because I was like, I'm not investing in her because she's got kind of trash IDs anyway. But I think she's minus attack. I can't remember to be sure. Now this next map is the hardest one in the whole thing. Because it's armors, and the armors are insanely buffed. So my advice is have a good green mage who's quite powerful. They don't have to be fast as long as they can hit hard and once. And then have a good bulky red unit. Like Tiki Young's a really great example, but any red unit will probably do. Like if it's a Tiki, then probably for the better because they'll attack res instead.
Let's begin.
And then I just brought a blue mage for Sophia if need be, and a dancer. So the idea is you reposition Tiki across.
Watch this.
Well, for me, I have Sonya attack the Lance Knight, and then I would sing her in that deals with one of them, and the other one will just walk into the red unit. Like, if they had Armor March, this match would be so much harder. Like, it might even be, like, somewhat impossible. But, yeah, the green mage, as long as they got good res as well, they won't have to worry too much about the healer. Oh yeah, I forgot, when I tried to do it a different way, and the healer would attack Sonya, but I forgot they changed which way they wanted to do it, so...
I can be scary too. You need me. Best wishes. Watch this.
By the way, if you're doing well, I know I've got it on the actual overlay for once, but it's called Evil Wings and it's from Bravely Default, and I haven't
Yes.
actually played Bravely Default, although I really want to. It's been more of a, I've listened to all the music, because I played the demo, I wasn't too keen on it. But at the same time, I've also been somewhat like, I need to get into more games. So I've been checking it out again. And to be honest,
You need me.
it's pretty decent. But I love the soundtrack so far. Like, the soundtrack is just amazing. So I could have sworn I did this quicker before. I think I actually originally tried to kill the healer with loot, and that's how I killed Sophia because I had the charge ready. But whatever.
Let's begin.
Either way, he's still gonna die, so.
Of course. Yes. Ha!
Oh, and we'll get a loot quote. Okay, that's good. I don't mind. I love loot, so.
Okay.
Yeah, in case people hadn't guessed. Like, to be honest, like, all my favourite units are blues, which sucks, because it's like, I can't use them all on the same team. I can try, but they suck all on the same team. Luckily, Sonya's green, so I can use her and Lucas together, but...
Of course I'll win.
I shouldn't say the good one. Well, I'll rip you for Treasure of Love. That is an amazing card, if anything. And then the final map. This map's probably the second hardest one in the whole thing. I would advise using guidance, but that is my main tip. Like, guidance is pretty busted for this map. So the way I did it, have you go there.
Alright.
Yeah. By the way, Lucas is just like, he's the mascot on this map, because I only needed Hannah for guidance, Olivia to be a red dancer, and Leon to kill stuff.
Let's go.
Which, to be honest, you can probably do it with a guidance bot, Olivia and Leon. Like,
Okay. Tell me.
then like
Sure.
that.
Sure.
Lucas just watches from on in the distance.
Leave it to me.
Which I'm kind of proud of myself. I didn't use Lucas on this one, but at the same time, it's like, still.
Oh. Hands off!
And that takes care of Miss. Now, Titania is the biggest
Okay.
threat here. You can try and tackle her side first if you've got like a red Raven Tome unit, but it's somewhat harder than this way I found.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, so we just leave Olivia out there.
Ha!
I didn't want to do this. All right.
Sure.
And then Leon cooking up. You can also do it where Olivia kills Titania, that's her name.
Oh.
And then you just have Leon take care of the fire. But that is essentially how I did it. Like always, you can pretty much do it with any units if they sort of fall into the types I did it with. Like, it's mainly the stats you've got to worry about. If you can get the stats sort of similar, you can do it the way I did it, or maybe it gave you ideas on how to do it your own way. But in general, I like to hope it helps somehow, and I'm not just ranting for nothing. But yeah. Anyway, this will probably go up. Well, let me see. It's just gone midnight here, so I'll probably put it up tomorrow during the day. But this might be after Micaiah stuff, so I don't know for sure. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or whatever, my bob, and good night. See ya.